Hello, welcome. Happy Valentine's Day of February the 14th of 2024. Welcome to a very good Wednesday. I hope that you all will enjoy this. This is an all signs reading slash the Bible reading as well. I'll do that at the end of this reading as well. But this is how it seems to be. I know that we celebrate Valentine's Day as a wonderful feeling. And there is some history about it. There is a lot of history about it. I will read some of it, basically in that note about how everything seems to be, knowing that there is a fine line about how it is. Basically, I'll show you about my Valentine's candy. So this is basically candy hearts, those cinnamon hearts that, you guys probably like it. So if you have cinnamon hearts, these are my favorite candies as well, so you know about those are my favorites. And this is how it seems to be. So remember about how, acknowledge about how it seems to be, and we understand about how everything was. Back then that, Valentine's began in lots of history. But I'll tell you something that I found on the internet. Just give me 1 second. Uh, it says right here, it says Valentine's Day. So at the end, so in the way of how this is going to translate. So the festival would celebrate the coming of spring, including fertility rites, and the pairing off of women with men by lottery. At the end of the 5th century, so Pope Gelasius I forbid the celebration of Lucia and its times the tribe was replacing it with Saint um, Valentine's Day. But true origin of the holiday is vague at best. Valentine's Day did not come to be celebrated as a day of romance until about the 14th century. So this is between, a 14th century, a 15th century of how, or between those years, yeah, like between a long time ago. And I think in my own mind that we understand about how it seems to be. We have to promote of how it seems to be. So there's more information. Uh, let's see. Um, so there's lots. I'm not going to try to tell you, but there are. This is between. So four messages or Valentines appeared in the 1500s and by the late 1700s. So commercially printed cards were being used. The first commercial Valentines in the United States were printed in the mid 1800s. So um, and the Valentines commonly depict Cupid, the Roman god of love, along with hearts, traditionally the seat of emotion, because it was thought that avian mating season begins in mid-February. Birds also become a symbol of the day. Traditional gifts include candy, flowers, particularly red roses, and symbol of beauty and love. So, in the past of this way, Valentine's Day is a wonderful feeling that we all being loved. It's the way of how everything has to be all recommended and everything has to be all stated and everything has to be all corrected and everything else. And this is a way of how everything seems to be. Understanding about how, you know, it's the way of how it seems to be. There's a great understanding about how everything is going to be connected and everything is going to be well-being. Just like this all science reading that I'm going to do. I'm just going to try to figure out what's happening through all the cards, what's going on. I might clarify maybe a few cards, but not very much. Um, but it's based on that. Now, this is going to be no time stamps on the signs, but But this is how it goes. I'll go from one to the end and see what's gonna happen. Okay, and this is how it's gonna be. So I'll be knowing what to do, and this is how it seems to be. Knowing that this is gonna be a complex way of how it is, and this is how it seems to be. So this oracle card that I'm going to show you is love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. So this is based on how it seems to be. We're going to look at that card at the almost the end of the reading, but this is how it goes, because we have to remember that this is a way of how everything has to be good and very has to be all great and you get that feeling, right? And you can see that as a wonderful feeling. Okay, it's a way of how everything seems to be. So further in that this is going to be a wonderful feeling, that everything has to be all complex and understandable how stable this is. So this is very going to be great about how it goes. So we can see how it seems to be. Okay. So I have shuffled all the cards up. I have shuffled all of them. And we're going to start by how this reading is going to go. Keep in mind that you can give this video a like, a comment if you want. Give it some feedback if you want from the comments below if you decide to. And this is how it seems to be. So understandable how it is, and we're going to get started as the first one, and then we will work our way until the end, and then after that, then the Bible reading will come up next, and then so on and so forth until the end. Okay. So the first off, we're going to success after setback, eclipse in Sagittarius growth. We're going to look at the Sagittarius first. Basically, let's see what happens. So I'm just going to do a 3-card reading of what's happening. And let's see. Alright, you Sagittarius, let's see. So on the left side you have 7 of Swords is upright. Alright, that's interesting. Okay. Followed by the 9 of Cups is upright. And you have the 5 of Pentacles is upright. Yeah, so you're thinking about money as long as you need to. You could be thinking about, earth signs, air signs, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You could think about Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio in some way, right? It's a way of how it is. Like, when I look at the upright cards, you're doing the best as you can. Acknowledge about how it seems to be. Acknowledge about how everything is. And, the worst case scenario is how everything is, right? It's a way of how it seems to be. So let's see, what's also about 7 of Swords, 9 Cups, and 5 Pentacles. This one is, the 4 of Swords is upright. So basically, you could be resting and, you're saying, okay, well, I'll decide what I'm going to do next. Second one is Judgment. Yeah, because you don't want to be judged, but, that's how it seems to be. And this one is, the 10 Cups, that's reversed. Yeah, so, you're thinking about someone that you're deciding to and think about that way of how it is. It's it's outdrawn to be how it is, so I'll see what's up about that card. The Empress has reversed. Okay, so you know that you're trying to do what you can. You can see it as how it is. What's up about that card? The Nine of Cups is upright. Yeah, because you are focusing on how everything is well connected and well deserved. Um, Priority is the best option there is, and this is a very way of how it goes. It's the way of how everything seems to be and understand about how everything is. And, it's the way of how you can look at it, right? Look at it from a different way, but you can do whatever you want to do. Okay, Sagittarius, you can do what you need to explain, and you have to acknowledge that. Okay, so that's all I have for you, Sagittarius. Moon, believe in yourself. Moon in Aries, courage. So we're going to see what happens to you. Hmm. Let's see. Let's see what happens in here. And we have, okay, the Magician is upright. So you could have like a new beginning that's coming up. You're trying to act out like everything seems to be fine, peaceful. The Ten of Cups is upright because you're focusing on you. You could be focusing on the Scorpio. You never know, right? And this one is High Priestess is reversed. Yeah. See, there's something that was very interesting about it. Um, there's always a very interesting way of how you can do it. Let's see what's up with that card, please. The Hermit that's reversed. Okay, so you already found soulmate, I believe. All right. Does that explain something? That does it explain about how that was? The Nine Cups is upright. Yeah, you could be focusing on another Scorpio. You could be focusing on him. Maybe you're trying to be how that is. This could be how everything kind of be in that perspective of what you want, and you could be maybe express it by love, or maybe you could know that there's curiosity. There's something that's very unique about it, right? But you can look at it. You can think that there's something going on. Okay, just believe in yourself, Aries. You can do that. Let your inner hero out. Moon and Leo. Heroism. Okay, so we're going to see what's happening for you. Let's see. Let's see. And we have 10 Pentacles is upright. So you already have your career. You have everything that you wanted. The Four of Cups is reversed. Yeah, there's something wrong to that situation. And we have the Four of Swords that's reversed. Yeah, which means you're not resting. You're not going to take yourself a break. There is a way of how you can clarify, and I'll do it exactly how it is. So let's see. The Hermit that's reversed. So you already found your soulmate, I believe. Okay. This one is the Queen of Swords is upright. So, okay, so you know exactly how you can believe about that. Hmm. Right? So there's something that's happening over here. It was obviously about Hermit. The Judgment that's upright. Okay, so you're being judged. Yeah, see, you have to look at it from a different way. Okay, there's an opportunity that how is everything has to be all kind of reconnected. You know, there's a way of how you can see that as a way of how you can believe that because once you go into this phase, and I'm going to call it a good phase, you're doing it as a mini pause. And when you have a mini pause, you have to remember that everything has to be all connected. It's like connect the dots, right? You have to remember that how that goes, right? It involves about how everything is, and everything has to be all connected, but you have to remember that this is a very priority of how everything seems to be. It's the way of how everything is, it's the way of how everything can be all graceful and how everything seems to be. And that's how it is, right? And that's how it kind of goes. Because rather to say this, it's the way of how everything has to be connected. And once you get connected, that's how it seems to be. It's the way of how you can remember about how everything seems to be. And that's how it is, right? Just go with the flow. Okay, Leo, go with the flow. Bring peace to your life and your relationships will flourish. Moon in Libra, love. Well, after all, this could be a way of how everything seems to be. Let's see. Let's see if we can find it. Right, so let's see. Ah, we have the Five of Swords is upright. Oh boy. So you're having conflict. Yeah, see, don't have conflict because that really isn't your cup of tea or cup of coffee or anything like that. Second card, the Two of Swords reversed. So you don't know, you already know exactly which direction you're going to take. And last one, you have the Hermit that's upright. Okay, which means that you're trying to find your soulmate. Now, when you have conflict is a bad thing, okay? And whether if you have relationships, Libra, you have to get to the point. Getting to the point is, very, uh, you have to get yourself into reality and you have to give yourself a reality check, you know, and whether everything has to be all reconnected and how everything is, you have to look at it, right? It's the way of how everything seems to be, and you have to acknowledge that. So let's see what's else about that card. The hermit that's upright. Yeah, see, you have the hermit that's over here is upright. Now you have the hermit that's upright over here. So basically, in that note, you are finding your soulmate. But when you have conflict and you're just saying, well, I don't want my soulmate, or I'm just going to get angry and get upset, and well, don't do that because once you do that on a during of a Valentine's Day, everything can crash down, okay? And it's a negative feeling. If you just believe in yourself and you can do that as long as you need to. It's the way of how everything has to be all, interesting of how it is, right? Everything has to be all spiced up. Everything has to be all great and all graceful, and you see that as a wonderful feeling, you know, and that's how it is. Just remember how everything has to be all great and all suitable, and how everything seems to be all great. Because you have to look at it from a different way, and you're doing the best as you can. But when you're having the Five of Swords, adds up, right, it makes you feel like there's a lot of conflict, and when you're fighting, when you're not getting along, and it's all negative. And you have to remember, well, you have to stay with the positive, not the negative, okay? And if you're getting angry at yourself, you're getting angry at your own self, not somebody else, no. But that's how it seems to be, okay? Okay, Libra, you know exactly what you're going to do. You just have to find it. Be happy. A few more to go. 1 second here. Should I stay or go? Moon and Gemini, indecision. Ah, you know, this is a very peaceful thing. Should I stay or should I go? Now that's a song, but I'm not gonna sing it. But there is a time where this is how it's gonna be. So let's see if you can get a good result of how it is. Let's see. Okay, so you have the High Priestess that's up, right? Yes, that's fine. That's very fine, you know. Next one, you have the Seven of Cups that's reversed. Oh boy. Hmm. And last one, you have the Queen of Cups is reversed. Okay, so this is why I'm trying to remember how this is going to go for you. You take it or you can leave it. Okay? Take it as an opportunity. Take it of how everything has to be all set in stone. But this is how it kind of feels. Okay? Because believe me, you have to do what you can in order to understand it correctly. Okay? So let's see. Yeah, the Seven of Pentacles that's up, right? So you're following your career, Gemini. Okay, so you're following your career, you're doing what you can, that's fine. Ah, the Eight of Swords is upright. So which means that basically you're having anxiety, and you're kind of feeling sad and kind of worried about your career and saying, well, I don't know what to do. I don't know if I can do this as long as I need to. And it's the way of how you can believe that how everything is, right? And it's the way of how you can look at it. Seeing is believing, believing is seeing, right? And that's how it is. You have to involve of yourself, you have to be creative, you know, be who you are. And that's how it seems to be. You have to remember that everything has to take time. Slow and steady wins the race, obviously. But that's how it seems to be on my own way of how this reading goes. You know, Gemini, just look at what you're going to do next. Okay? Just don't cry. Don't. Just think about how everything is going to be when you're done crying, and we're going to see what happens next after your Gemini reading. Okay? Just remember how it seems to be for you. Just move forward, get what you want. That's how it seems to be. Okay? You can do this, Gemini. You can do this. Serve your higher purpose. Eclipse in in Pisces, free will. Okay, so we're gonna see what's happening. Let's see. Let's see if you're gonna have a free will. Okay, so you have the King of Pentacles upright. Ah, you have the Queen of Wands upright. And you have the Ace of Pentacles upright. Okay, so this is a very good reading. Wow, this is very good. Why, Pisces? Because you're thinking about money. You know what you're going to do, right? Because you can do this. And then the Ace of Pentacles is like you have a new beginning. Like you can do whatever you decide to do. Um, it's the way of how everything has to be all great, right? This is a good reading for you, Pisces. And not to be wrong or rude, but this is how it's going to be very good, right? You have to remember that you can believe that everything has to be all well connected and well deserved. And, you could see that as a wonderful way. So let's see what's up with these three cards for Pisces. First one, okay, so you have the Seven of Swords reversed. Okay, so you know that you're not having any way of how it is. Secondly, is the Six of Swords reversed. Interesting. Lastly, you have the Five of Swords that's reversed, which means that you're not having any conflict. So you can see how those are. It's very fascinating about how this is, knowing that how it seems to be. What's opposite of these cards for Pisces? Which we're going to go to the next reading as well. The Ten of Pentacles that's reversed, which means you're not having a career. That's not good. Eight of Swords reversed, yeah, because you're not having anxiety. And lastly, you have the Five of Wands. Okay, so you're trying to get along, and you able have to agree and instead of disagree, right? If you want money, if you want, your other partner to have money or something like that, you have to work together as a team. Because unfortunately, there's no I in team. It never has, never will, because there's no I in team. You have to look at it from a different way, and that's how it seems to be. Okay, so that's how I have for you, Pisces. Your inner wild child awakens. Moon in Aquarius, free spirit. Wonder if you're going to be having a good time on Valentine's Day. Let's see. Let's see if you're going to have a good day on Valentine's Day. Okay, so you have the Nine of Swords is upright. Four of Pentacles is upright. And you have the Five of Cups is upright. Okay, so this is a very, very good setup for you. It's the way of how you can look at it from a different way. You know, you were thinking that there was something that was very, adequate. Maybe there was something that wasn't very, how everything was. Um, let's see. It's a good reading so far. So let's see. Let's also that card, that card. The Nine of Pentacles is upright. So basically, you are having money. You are making money. That's fine. That's how wonderful feeling that is. Add the two cups is upright, which means you know you're in love. That's fine. Like you know that's how promising that was. And this one is the Sun card. That's you know is a happy card. You're making yourself happy, and you know what? A happy place is a good way because you know in that in that way of how it is, you know, you can get what you want. And, you know, in order to do that, you have to remember that everything has to be all graceful and how dignity it sounds. And, you know, everything has to be all great and gratitude. And, you know, everything has to be great, you know. And you have to think about how everything is, you know. It's the way of how everything is, the way how everything kind of connects, and you know, you're doing the right thing. And when you're doing the right thing, you know exactly how it is. And you know, Aquarius, I'm so happy for you because there's a way that you can remember about how everything goes. And just like that, everything has to be well, good. You know, that's how it seems to be. Okay? So you're doing well. Just keep up the good work. A change of heart. Eclipse in Taurus. Re-evaluation. Ah, yeah. Why are we going to reevaluate? Evaluation, you know? Are we going to conquest or something? Let's see. Let's see for you, Taurus. Because you have the Four of Cups is upright, followed by the Four of Swords is upright. Oh boy. And you have Ahab, the Devil that's reversed, which means you have no chaos right now because you're doing a way of how it is. Okay, and you have to proceed with caution. Maybe you're going to have a rest on Valentine's Day. Maybe you can say, okay, well, I don't know what I'm going to do, but see what's opposite about this devil right here. Yeah, the Three of Pentacles is upright. Yeah. Okay, so you have a third party in your own picture. You know that you're probably discussing something about what you're going to do on Valentine's Day. And, you know, if you think that if you want to do something for Valentine's Day, maybe you can try to think about maybe you're in love, maybe you're going to go somewhere, maybe you're going to have a good party, maybe you're going to have an outing. But there are things that you must learn first is that once you have a good Valentine's Day, you will have a good Valentine's Day. And you know, it goes for you, Taurus, because when you see that as a good way of no exception whatsoever, you have to remember that this is how it goes. Okay? It's the way of how everything seems to be, the way how everything kind of connects and understand about how it is. And once you have that, you have everything that you can be well connected and understand and how everything seems to be, and that's how it is. Okay? So you can go with the flow and you know exactly what you're going to do. Just, you know, be who you are, and who knows? You might have a good time for Valentine's Day, right? So understand about that, okay? A sensitive introspective phase. Moon in Cancer, belonging. Yeah, let's see what's happening. Let's see. Let's see. So let's see how this is going to go for you. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we have the lovers that's reversed. Oh boy. Oh boy. We have the hangman that's reversed. And you have the eight of wands. Why aren't you doing anything? Why? Why? Because you know why? Here's the thing that I don't get. You have the lovers that's reversed, you have the hangman that's reversed, and you have the eight of wands reversed. Now this means that this is a no-go, you know. If you're having a I don't know if you're gonna have a good Valentine's Day or bad Valentine's Day, but this is your reading, Cancer. And there are times where you can remember that you can go with the flow. You know what you're gonna do, and that's how it is, right? It's the way of how you can look at it from a different way. Um, let's see. Let's see how it is. So while I'm shuffling these cards that I did, let's see what happens. Let's see. Okay, so you have the Temperance that's reversed. That's interesting. Hmm. Yeah, the Queen of Wands is upright. Okay. And you have the A wands is upright. Okay, so you have the A wands that's reversed because you're not traveling. Now you have the A wands because now it's upright, which means you're traveling. Okay. It does seem to be that there is something that's very concluded. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see how this is going to go. See what's obviously about that card. The A wands is upright. Yeah, yeah. So basically, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Cancer. I'm going to tell you something in my own words. Here's the thing, okay? Once I've seen the three reverse cards, that is the lovers, the hangman, the eight of wands. Now, I discovered something. I discovered that when you have the lovers that's reversed, means you don't have a lover right now. Okay, that means that the cards tell me that you're single. Okay. Now you have the hangman that's reversed, which means you have no restrictions. Like you can do whatever you want to do. That's fine. Because you are, if the Queen of Wands represents you, it could be maybe a woman's situation. It could represent you as well. And thirdly, when you have the A Wands that's reversed, which means you're not going anywhere. But when I have the clarifying that card, and you have the A1s that's upright, which means that you are going to be traveling. Even the A1s that's by the levers, okay, you are traveling as well. So if you're all traveling, okay, Cancer, whether it between a man or a woman in this situation, you have to remember that if you're traveling and you go and find your lover, fine. Because if you're in love with him, if you're going to do what you can, you do exactly what you want. And this is how it kind of is. It's the way of how you could spread of how everything is, and you go by that time frame. Okay, going by that time frame is how it is. Okay, and it's the very based on how it seems to be. Knowing that how everything has to be all good corrected, this is how it's going to go. Because as a matter of fact, that everything has to be all connected, all suitable, and how everything seems to be. You know, And you have to remember that you can have a wonderful feeling of knowing what to do next. That's what the cards are saying. That's how it seems to be. Okay. But that's how it goes. Like, kind of happy for you. Right. So now we're going to have one more reading because of how uh, a change in your emotional life, Moon and Scorpio transformation. So this is the last reading for you all. Um, and I'll tell you this before I'm going to clarify Scorpio. Um, just to let you know that I'm not going to clarify Virgo. So if there's any Virgos are watching this video, just keep in mind that I'll do a Virgo video probably maybe next week, maybe if that all depends on all of you. Um, just to let you know because that's how it seems to be. So this is going to be the last reading for Scorpio. I'll do the Bible next, and this is how I'm going to do it. So, you know, enjoy about this wonderful reading because, there's no exception about Virgo in this Valentine's, you know, all signs reading. So just to let you know about that. But, you know, keep in mind that I'll do Virgo next week. That's how it seems to be. Okay. So let's enjoy this last reading for Scorpio. So let's see what's going on with you, Scorpio. Okay, so Wheel of Fortune is reversed. Of what? You have the Six of Pentacles is upright, and you have the Seven of Cups is upright. Okay, so this is the here and now of the situation. Okay, I don't know why that you have the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Now you're having bad luck, and bad luck is a very bad thing to have, Scorpio. And I'm kind of sad for you because in the way of how that is, you have to remember that everything has to be changeable and how everything has to be satisfying, guaranteed, and that's how it is. But once you have bad luck, it's a pain. Okay, and let's see what we're going to do when we clarify that card. We're going to clarify that card. Okay, so let's see. And we have the Two of Cups is upright. Okay, so basically for that card, yes, you're having bad luck right now. That's fine. But once you're in love, Scorpio, you are in love. Okay, and basically, this is how the timing is. Once you see it as a bottom line that if you're in love, you're in love. And I'm so happy for you, Scorpio. But when you have the Wheel of Fortune that's reversed and you have bad luck and yes, it's unfortunate. But everything will change as it goes along, right? It's the way how you can remember about how it seems to be. Knowing that how everything has to be all great and what have you. And yes, it's fine. But remember that how the saying goes. It's like knowing about how everything is and knowing about how it seems to be and knowing how everything has to be all well connected and well deserved and well desired, and that's fine. But this is how everything has to be well connected and well deserved. So we're going to look at what's opposite with the Six of Pentacles and what's opposite with the Ten of Cups. We're going to look at that, okay? We're going to clarify those. First card is the Five of Earth. Fear surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others, uncertain, self-employment. Okay, so basically, you're feeling the urge that you have uh, about you having fears surrounding money. You can be having fear right now, but you know what? If you just look at yourself and think that everything has to be all great and you be fine, then that be all how it is, right? And this one of the Ten of Air, the end of the difficult situation, embrace the change and expect things to get better now. Recovering from an addiction. You could be recovering from addiction, but it's the way of how you can look at it from a different way. You have to acknowledge it, acknowledge of how it seems to be in that no exception, understand about how it goes, understand how everything seems to be. You have to have it as a wonderful feeling. So let's see what's about that card and what's also about this card. Okay, so you have the Eight of Wands that's reversed, which means you're not traveling right now. That's fine. And this one over here is the World that's reversed. Yeah, because there's something that's incomplete right now. And once when everything is incompleted, you have to remember that, okay, well, this is a wonderful opportunity. And that opportunity is becoming how everything has to be all great. It's the way of how everything has to be all well connected and well deserved. So what's also about that card? What's also about this card? This one is okay, so the ones that's reversed because you're not traveling and you're not traveling again. And over here is the Six of Wands that's reversed. Okay, I get it. I get it. You're trying to remember how everything seems to be. What's up about that card? What's up about that card? This one is okay, so the Nine Cups, right? You're trying to get what you want, Scorpio. That's fine by me, and that's how it seems to be. And this one over here is the Four of Wands. Okay, so you could be thinking about, have the marriage of opportunity. Maybe you might be getting married. Maybe you don't know about that. But, in no time flat, everything has to be all great. And no matter how everything has to be well connected and well deserved, you have to remember that. It's the way of how you can accept things as what they are and, you do what you can. Okay? So that's good for this reading. All right. Now, while I'm doing this again for this other reading that I'm going to do now, is I'm going to read a Bible, okay? And this is how it's going to go, okay? So remember about this is the way of how everything has to be. We are in this together as a sequence and knowing about how this is. So it says, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Matthew 5:9. So I'm going to read that chapter. And this is a very opportunity to understand that visualization of how everything seems to be. Knowing that how this is going to be very graceful and how everything is and what have you, and this is how it goes. Okay, so this is no exception whatsoever. And whenever everything has to be all great, I do this. Okay, and once I do this reading of this Bible, maybe you can give it a like, maybe you can give it a comment, but it's the way of how this is a very fine lining about the opportunity of how this way of how it goes. Because remember that love is and what love does to all of us, right? So let's see what's going to happen. Let's open the Bible, shall we? All right, so I'm going to read you the Bible. Uh, let's see. Oh, okay, so we're going to understand about how this is. So I'm going to read the chapter um, because we're going to read about the chapter 5, page 9. So, ah, this is between the beatitudes. Now, this is a lot of information that I'm going to read, but if I look at something else, if I read, basically, yeah, I'm gonna read the beatitudes, and then I'll read the at the end of over here. So it says, Beatitudes, he said, blessed are the poor in the spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when the people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven. For in the same way they prosecute prophets who were before you. So, that must be a very good illustration of how that was. Because, it's the way of how, everything has to be all great and valued and what happened. And, everything has to be, understand how it was, because, you think about how everything has to be all great and, everything has to be all welcomed and well deserved and, and whether if you look at this from a different way, you look at it, it's the way of how everything has to be all gratitude and how everything seems to be and acknowledge that and that's what I'm trying to say in the Bible reading because it all fits, it all understands about how it is, right? It's the way of how everything has to be all situated and well deserved and well welcomed, and it's the way of how you can remember about how everything seems to be well connected, and everything has to be have love. And when you have love, you have, love I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. And that's what you have to do is you have to look for love, whether if it's in, the Bible reading, when whether it is in all of us, and when you decide about knowing about what's happening and you receive and you enjoy of what you're looking for, knowing about how it is, right? It's the way of how everything seems to be well known and well corrected and how it is, right? And this is why this is a very good way of acknowledge my own way of telling you what's happening, okay? because therefore, this is how I'm going to say this before I let you all go. You have to pay attention. Whether if you're in a relationship or a non-relationship, or if you're in a good way of knowing about this, reading, and you like the all signs reading, you like the Bible reading, you like everything. Well, give this video a like. Maybe give it a comment, maybe give it, some feedback, whatever it is. But acknowledge about how a way of how what I just told you about Valentine's Day back in the way of 14th century, the 15th century, like way back when, you know. And this is how good history it was, right? Because there are things that you don't even know about more about the way of how Valentine's began, right? But what I just told you on the internet, I just told you what was happening. So this is how I'm going to be telling you. This is how it was and enjoyable how it seems to be. So before I let you all go, just pay attention about how it is, knowing that if you like this video, give it a like, give it a comment, and enjoy. Because, like I say, I hope everyone will have a good Valentine's Day and enjoy, because Valentine's Day is a good feeling, and you have to be loved, and you have to think about the positive, not the negative, and enjoy what's happening. So enjoy about how it is, and enjoy about how it seems to be. So thank you all, and enjoy yourselves, and have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Thank you. Bye for now. Really, bye.